When you talk about what people should and should not invest into, I believe there's some degree of responsibility for that person to be open about their own investments. But just browsing through an inventory is kind of boring. Everyone knows what stickers look like. Everyone knows what cases look like. For each one of my storage units, I'm going to rank how I feel about their potential in the future. There are many items that I own that I don't see much of a future in, but there are also other items that I am confident could give significant returns over the next year. So I'd like to do a quick ranking because my inventory is all over the place, and you can see places where I messed up and I have it sold, and you can see where I'm actually in a pretty good position. That being said, let's start with the skins, because there's not much to talk about, so let's just blow by all of it. Where are my gloves? Well, I don't have any, and I won't have any. I personally do not care about gloves, and in the modern market of good gloves costing $500 plus, I just can't be bothered. Sold what I had, probably won't be getting anything else again. Unfortunately, I can't make up for it with a good knife. What you are looking at is a Huntsman Doppler Sapphire. You may not believe me, and I don't blame you. That is how Sapphires look in CS2 at this point in time. It looked real nice upon release, but if changes aren't made within a month or so, I'll probably end up grabbing something else. The CZ is pretty cool, the Deagle is pretty cool, I got two Skadoodle Gold Ops, one is a Lightning Strike and the other is a Redline. There's a print stream with a craft that doesn't really work, but it's also surprisingly popular. Maybe it's not that surprising due to how many of these stickers exist in the world. A Death Strike that I crafted myself. This is the only time I have actually created a craft that was more than $1. An AK that I've owned for almost a decade now, which is honestly insane to think about. But yes, almost a decade now. And this Glock, which looks pretty sick in game. These are all I really have to mention for playskins. Most of my playskins are pretty garbage. I've never really felt pressured to trim down and pick a few select high tier skins. Many of these are actually quite useful in videos when I'm talking about a specific item. Speaking of trimming down, this is my storage unit of skins. I'll go slow so you can browse some of the items chilling in here. Some skins are unique, like the best pattern Glock grinders I bought up, or something like the Souvenir Scout, but overall, nothing to write home about. These are really just skins I pick up when I have extra buff balance. Not much thought goes into it. Gotta shout out my Worm God though. This has to be the worst item that I have in my inventory. This storage unit contains my most expensive stickers from older majors. No Antwerp or Stockholm here. First up would be 3 London 2018 signature foils. Big upgrade in CS2. Low supply, not much price movement. I'm going to throw this in B tier. I feel like people are still iffy until Valve stops making changes to stickers. If London remains unscathed, these stickers are attractive enough to have a bright future. Krakow autographs, on the other hand, I only have 2 foils, and sold my set of Nothing Gold some time ago. These feel like a D tier today. They just don't have the shine they had in CS2, and after the substantial rise we saw over the last few years, they have really fallen out of favor. All my Fnatic Hollows. What a wonderful collection. C tier. Atlanta 2017 is unique due to its size. When DreamHack 2014 gets back on track, I expect people who like bulky stickers to gravitate towards these. Until then, not expecting much. For whatever reason, I have 9 Vici Hollows. I think these can sit at a C. Katowice 2019 is still relatively cheap. On average, these stickers look better in CS2 than they did on CSGO. Supply will eventually dwindle and prices will go up. But I do find that these circular stickers are not favored when considering crafts. Therefore, C feels like a pretty good average. I will be grouping all of Katowice 2015 stickers together. I have one of each sticker, including a set of Fnatic and a set of Keyed. I have to put these at high C. I want to put them at B, even potentially A. But I have consistently been proven wrong for 2 years. It's not like Katowice 2015 hasn't risen. These stickers have been profitable, but there's 100 other items you could have purchased at the time that outperformed them. These stickers are desirable, no doubt that people love them, but is 2024 the year they finally break out? I'm not convinced. Dick Stacy. Unironically, a B. I have 9 Berlin 2019 papers. a Catavisa 2019 foil, and a Catavisa 2019 gold. It may be a joke sticker from a player that wasn't very good, but apparently people have no problem spending some money on jokes. The Catavisa 2019 Dick Stacy Gold is $700. Just boring old Berlin 2019 papers are $15. One of the only items from Berlin 2019 that was actually profitable. Are people going to continue applying $700 to their Dick pattern skins for the meme? I say yes. Cologne 2016 Hollows. Nada. Put that in D tier. DreamHack 2014 Hollows. I sold some during the massive spike, and I am left with a Cloud9 Hollow and a Virtus Pro Hollow. Can't say I love the updated look in CS2, but this also feels like the final version considering we haven't had updates in months. At current prices, not too bad though. B tier. Cologne 2014 Hollows. I have a Cloud9 Hollow, a Titan Hollow, a set of DAT Hollows, and a set of London Conspiracy Hollows. The hollow effect in CS2 is much more vibrant, making the honestly somewhat ugly and boring Cloud9 sticker into an acceptable piece. I think it deserves B tier, but that is somewhat carried by the DAT Hollows, which look really good in CS2. Look at what we have here. It's a...
You have to be joking!
Catavisa 2014 is cool, I get it, but I will always argue that the new borderless stickers have stolen their thunder. As the most iconic sticker in the game, it's not like their price will ever truly crash. But that being said, I do own a Catavisa 2014 sticker, it's a Ninjas in Pajamas paper, and it is D tier. Ain't nobody want this sticker. I should have bought a Vox instead. Here's some keys. Tradable keys, that is. Cool novelty piece, but nothing more. C tier. People new to CS always think they need to buy keys off the Steam market just like cases. That is the only reason that these sit up in C tier. Cloud9 Boston 2018 Hollow. Best team to ever play Counter-Strike, best sticker to ever exist. Let me just create S tier real quick. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Are there other items in this storage unit? Yes. They don't really need to be covered. If you're looking to make investments, don't look at these. Here's a look at all of the operation items I've collected over the years. Many of these items are from what I've farmed on my main and alt accounts. Generally speaking, the only items that I've purchased in here are the items in bulk, like cheap operation skins and certain stickers. I have quite a few consumer grade Shattered Web skins, mostly from the Norse collection. They're pretty scattered. I have 23 factory new Nightboars. This assortment of random factory new skins I got as drops, and 7 Meg 7 chainmails all in factory new, although they are one tier above. A tier in the past, B tier today. Hard to complain about profit like this, but buying it today isn't nearly as enticing as it was years ago. Operation Riptide Hollows. Grabbed a few hollows, got a gift from Ypsilon years ago, and that's about it. High C tier. If you want more information on them, I covered them quite extensively in my last video. Emerald Jormungandrs. Don't have them all in here. I am borrowing one out. It's a cool skin, not exactly the most profitable item at its price point. C tier. Low tier Operation Broken Fang skins. 18 CZ silvers, 60 Deagle bronzes, 114 M249 predators, 17 vault heists, and the list keeps going with a bunch of random skins. I covered it in my last video, but with upgrades to high tier skins like the Fade, I believe 2024 will be a big year for Broken Fang skins. I was worried I threw away money buying into these back in the day, but I am starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Spray pattern stickers from Broken Fang. I have held on to a few of the golds that I got with my alt accounts. D tier. If these stickers break out in 2024, I will give away all that I own. Next up is the regular Broken Fang stickers. 19 Battle Scarred papers, 10 Battle Scarred hollows, and a bunch of random drops. Anything but Battle Scarred, D tier. Battle Scarred paper and hollow, high C. Broken Fang cases. I've got 68 of these. Quite expensive these days, but for a good reason. It has the M4A1 print stream and gloves. Good enough for me. B tier. In a good old case battle, I also have 140 Shattered Web cases. It doesn't have the highly desirable print stream, does have the containment breach. If I were to open a case, I would lean towards the Broken Fang case just for the print stream. Therefore, Shattered Web is C tier. That just about concludes the storage unit outside of a few niche items like a Silk Tiger, 000 Float Night Heist, Glock Franklin, and a good chunk of garbage. Overall, not much to talk about with these. And the locked storage unit has... How about we just look away and forget that we ever saw this, okay? Now to the bulk of my inventory, new major capsules and stickers. For all of these newer items, we need to consider what the Copenhagen Major can do to prices. If the new stickers that will likely get released in a month are borderless, basically everything here is a C or below long term. If Copenhagen is not borderless, then nearly everything would be around A tier. Due to this, I'm going to rank these in a world where the Copenhagen Major does not exist. Essentially, if nothing changes, how profitable do these items appear in my mind? 175 Stockholm 2021 Challengers, C tier. The Paris mouse stickers have made this capsule somewhat irrelevant. 450 Stockholm Contenders, A tier. There are some unique stickers here that look amazing on the right skins. And it doesn't suffer from the same issues as the Contenders capsule, as many of these teams have not qualified for other majors. 950 Stockholm Legends, B tier. Many of these teams also appear in the other borderless collections, but there's enough of a style difference that people will pay extra for the Stockholm version. It's also a relatively cheap capsule, so it's still actively being opened. 175 Champions and 170 Finalist autograph capsules. Champions in F, Legends in D. 120 Antwerp Contenders autographs. Has the Rocks Hollow, not much else, and Rocks isn't nearly as hyped as it was. C tier. 1000 Antwerp Contenders. There's some cool designs in here. CS2 lighting making glitters actually glitter helps too. B tier. 1700 Antwerp Challengers. Too many teams that have also qualified for other borderless majors, and despite Imperial carrying the capsule, certainly below Contenders, but still in B tier. 620 Antwerp Legends. Carried hard by the C9 Hollow. If C9 don't qualify for Copenhagen, for people invested in this capsule, it's almost like the event never happened. A tier. Moving on to some notable stickers, I have 318 Stockholm Vitality Hollows. C tier. I personally like the way they look. It's my preferred version of this sticker. But with all of the variants that we have, if you just wanted to rep Vitality, you would go for the cheapest option, and that hurts Stockholm, even if it's the best looking variant. 2 mouse golds, 14 mouse hollows, 50 mouse papers. Rest in peace to all of the hype that was surrounding these. Still a cool sticker, but with a nearly identical option being released, and supply for that new option being multiple times larger than the Stockholm supply, prices will always be hindered. Low C. 2000 Cloud9 papers. Certainly not the worst choice I've made. I really hope that Copenhagen does not destroy my investment into all of these stickers, but B tier for now. Continuing with Cloud9, here's 500 Cloud9 glitters and 500 Eternal Fire glitters. With the adjustment to glitters in CS2, and neither of these items qualifying for Paris, they are in a pretty good position. B tier. And outside of the options that I mentioned here, there's either little collections that I purchased with extra buff balance when I couldn't think of anything else, or all of these storage units that are filled with stickers that I got from capsules. These storage units run pretty deep, with a bunch of garbage, as I just threw everything I opened into these, instead of selling them on the Steam market. If I sell them for 1 cent after tax, I'm basically throwing my money away. But with something like Stockholm, where many of the papers have risen, at least to the point where you can make a few cents off of them, I'd say that this was the right choice to make. That being said, it would take hours to figure out what I have in these, and considering any of these items as an investment would be disingenuous. Take a peek, I won't be grading any of these. For cases, I own quite a few, but the highest quantity is fracture cases on my storage account. I have about 4250 fracture cases. I purchased these before case prices spiked, but I have been shafted by the lack of new cases, as this is still in the active drop pool. We should be seeing a new case soon. We have seen the leaks, and it is likely that fracture will be the next case that goes. But until that day comes, it will sit in C tier. Next up would be revolver cases. I bought 650 of these some time ago. Supply is still high enough that the current state of the market affected it heavily, But those old knives are still desirable and will continue to be desirable. B tier. I am going to combine these two cases. Prisma and Prisma 2 were both around the same price when I bought in, yet both were actually in the rare drop pool. The price for these, in my opinion, doesn't represent a case that has been in the rare drop pool for years. There are some desirable skins here. It's not like the revolver case, where it's basically a knife for nothing. And the knives are unique to the case. There's certainly an argument for the knives not being overly desirable, but there are Talon knives. People seem to warm up to the Ursus knife over the years, and the same goes for the stiletto. It's the only case in the current market that I'm actively thinking of reinvesting into. Potentially the only item in CS I'm actively looking to purchase, so I feel like A tier is deserved by default. And that wraps up how I rank my whole inventory. It's a scattered mess, no clear direction, no clear goal. Many of these items have been sitting in here for years. Profit missed and profit made, the whole works. All I have done is accumulated items over the years, and this is what it looks like. Not everything is A or B tier. If I was smart, many of these items would be sold and reinvested into something else. I justify this distorted inventory through screenshots and recordings. It sure makes it easier if you own the item that you are talking about in a video. For someone not making videos like I do, there should be no reason to hold on to something like a Titan Cologne 2014 Holo, or random operation stickers, or a plethora of skins I'm using to fill space in the background. From a pure profit perspective, this inventory is far from ideal and should not be used as a rubric.